starting man-to-man, but there were times I had to get him man-to-man. And
favorite team that you guys love to face in your division?
Yours.
Yes, sir.
It's actually games like we play against the Raiders, you might get 3 sacks. When they had Jamarcus Russell, which I did. So I got 3 sacks on them. I got 3 sacks on them in the first half, right?
Yeah.
And I'm ready, and they take Tommy Maddox.
What is going on, everyone? We are live in the JBW Solutions Studio for another episode of West Forum Rivals. I am your host tonight. I'm Corey. I got Austin and Caleb in here with me. Cody is getting stuck at work on a very unfortunate night for him, actually. Not a good night for Cody to be stuck at work, as we have big breaking news that I do want to get into here real quick. But first, let's give a shout out to our sponsors, starting with Rival Codes. With those guys, use our code RIVALS10 to get 10% off your order. And we have Troy and his team over at Field Ops Kansas for all your field markings and court markings needs. Give Troy and his team a call. And then Angie and her team at Emporia State Federal Credit Union texted Angie today. She was right on it, helping me out with my credit card. So again, thank you, Angie and her team at Emporia State Federal Credit Union, the War Room's banking of choice. And of course, Jeff, thank you again for hopping on our TikTok live a little bit ago. We are live in the JBW Solutions Studio. That is our main sponsor. So again, guys, as I said, no Cody tonight. Matt, obviously, everyone knows Matt is not with us tonight. So again, we're thinking of Matt and wishing him the best. We can't wait to have Matt. Obviously, a lot of stuff happening right now. So let's dive into it real quick, guys. Breaking news a little under an hour ago, Baltimore backing out on the Maxx Crosby trade. So Baltimore backs out after Max apparently failed a physical for the knee injury. So someone had mentioned on the TikTok live, Caleb, that apparently Max sitting out those last couple of weeks may have actually been something.
Yeah, that's I'm a little shocked by the news, as you all probably were. I got out of the shower just to check my phone to make sure there was no Chargers signings, which I should have known. I get a Raiders update, which might have actually been better in a weird way.
Yeah, what's your kind of initial thoughts on this?
I'm just laughing. I don't know. It's not. We can't get through any part of football without any sort of Raiders drama. I think it sucks for Max because I think he was excited to be in Baltimore. He probably saw everything that was said about him after the trade too, and he now still has to go back. So it's never a bad thing if you're a team stuck with Maxx Crosby, but the Raiders did quite a bit and the league did quite a bit thinking that Max was no longer available. So it's the NFL. It's pure chaos, and we can usually count on the Raiders to provide a decent part of that.
So a little more context here. The Raiders are set to meet Tuesday night to try to figure out their next steps. It's unclear whether a Maxx Crosby trade can be done now. This puts the Raiders in a difficult situation due to all the money they've just already committed in free agency. So none of those become official until tomorrow, obviously. I said it earlier, and I still stand by it. I still think they do trade him. And Austin was in the comments on the TikTok live reminding everybody that, hey, according to Ian Rappaport and the insiders, Tom Pelissero and Mike Garafolo, really good guys, actually. Just because this trade is not happening now doesn't mean it won't. But with physicals and failing a physical, you're not giving up 2 first-round picks now.
No, and I think the difficult part is they have to be CAT compliant come tomorrow.
Yep.
So if this does put them up against it or over it, are they going to restructure? Are they going to have to do the unfortunate thing of picking one of their free agents and saying, hey, quitty pay, I'm sorry, we're going to have to back out of our deal with you because we don't have the money. So there is a domino effect. I mean, kind of like up front, the Maxx Crosby trade was a domino effect for a lot of moves being made. Well, now this could be another domino effect depending on what it does to their cap situation and everything. So it's an unfortunate situation. It really is, because if the Raiders do have to do what no team wants to do and pull a, hey, sorry, we're not actually signing you. I know we had a verbal agreement. you know what's going on. You see the news Quiddy Pay. Like, I'm not saying it's him. He's just the first one that came to mind. There's no confirmation it's him or anything, by the way, just hypothetically saying no team, no players or anything like to back out on things like that. So I think the next 24 hours, not even 24, I think the next few hours and then early into the morning, I think we're going to see some other effects of this trade falling through.
And then according to Ari Mirov on X, the Raiders are in a position where they could take back Maxx Crosby's contract and still bring in big deals they agreed to over the last few days. That's more than $280 million in total contracts without being in a cap crunch. The likelihood is they attempt to trade him again. What the value they get in him is a different story. So there could still be 2-1s in here, guys. It's not coming from Baltimore. Jerry Jones is a gambler. Is Jerry stupid enough to do this? Is it worth that to Jerry to do this?
I think 2 firsts are off the table, plain and simple. Teams hold the leverage now.
For sure. And you have to wait for him to be able to get that past the physical too. So I mean,
yeah, the one thing I saw is that he wasn't able to touch his toes. So again, don't know if that's true or not. And Drewski reminding everyone, thank you, that we are not insiders. We're just hypothetically speaking on it as fans, as people who follow these teams closely.
So there's Jeff. Be able to text with Matt the last couple of days. He's focused and eager to get back. We love hearing that. Matt actually did text us as well. So again, it was only for a very short, brief while for him to tell Austin to F off.
Yep. Because
Austin told him that the Broncos traded Bo Nix for Tua.
That was Cody.
Oh, so there you go. But either way, Matt, we miss you, and we know you'll be back soon. So again, let's stay with this topic because again, it's obviously dominating the feeds tonight. So originally 2-1s. So now the Raiders had the 1st and 14th pick. Raider fans jumping for joy. Raider fans are obviously a little pissed tonight, freaking out. But again, I still say that they're not keeping him. I still think you're looking at trading him. You kind of have to. It's going to be very awkward.
I still don't know if you do, though. If the return, though, like if teams don't come back with quite the return you're thinking, right? Or do you think at this point Raiders just have to settle? Because teams might not call with even 1 first now. They may a 2nd and 4th, a 2nd and a player or something. You know what I mean? So it's one of those where if they don't get what you're not going to get fair value anymore. But at this point, if you don't get close to that, it's a bad spot to be in.
And it couldn't happen to a better team. Honestly, this is, for all of, and again, hey, they had every single right to be pumped yesterday. So let's kind of look at their additions yesterday. So they started off with Tyler Linderbaum, 3 years, $81 million. Quay Walker, 3 years, $40.5. Nakobe Dean, 3 years, $36. Jalen Naylor, 3 years, $35. Quiddy Pay, 3 for $48. They re-signed Eric Stokes, 3 for $30. Brought back Malcolm Kuntz on a 1 year, $11 million. And then the big trade that they actually made with Buffalo getting Taron Johnson.
Unless they back out. Too soon.
Yeah, so that's a lot. That's a lot. And again, I'm curious to hear chat. I want to hear your thoughts on the Maxx Crosby situation. Where do you guys think he ends up? What's the trade value now for Maxx Crosby, knowing he now failed a physical for a meniscus injury that people now known that him maybe being sat out at the end of the season is now not as much of a BS call as what we were initially saying at that time. Like, oh yeah, you're just keeping him healthy for this moment. Now look at it. Max wanted to play at that point in time too. So that's a lot of money handed out yesterday, and that's still, it kind of clouds it. So now you got to look at the flip side of that. And I read some posts on X not too long ago that said the Ravens were actually frustrated with how the whole situation's kind of played out. And they were pissed because the Raiders kind of maybe withheld medicals. What are your thoughts on that one?
Yeah. I don't know. I think it's known that Maxx Crosby has been battling some injuries, especially towards the end of the year. And that's why you do physicals when you make trades and signings, right? I don't know. I don't know how common it is. Again, I'm not in the front office and been there to see how. I don't know if up front, if a team trading a player provides a bunch of medicals on what their medical staff saw. I don't know that much, but again, that's why you do your medicals on that. But we've seen it in regular season before where you're in the deadline and then something doesn't, a trade falls through because of failed, right? It just reverts back.
Yep.
So it's not uncommon. I think the timing of this with the free agency and tampering period really puts a bad kind of taste in people's mouth. But if I'm teams, I don't think I offer. I guess it's where I'm at. If I'm mid to late 20s, I maybe offer one first, but that's it. But I still think you're only getting a second and third, second and fourth, maybe like a second, fourth, and sixth or something. But I think teams knowing this, I don't know if a team's going to be willing to give up a premier pick like low, mid-teens, like the Ravens did.
Yeah, so I see a comment down here says back out of the guy from Indy, quitty pay, keep Maxx and see what happens. So that's an option because again, none of these deals are final. Like they're verbals, which is why we made the comment on a live yesterday that who's going to be the first one to kind of back out of that deal. Just because these are all verbals. There's no signatures on anything yet. That all becomes official as of tomorrow. And
it's not common for players. Like players usually don't back out. I think the only notable one I remember was Emmanuel Sanders with the Chiefs. He backed out and went to Denver. But again, they don't usually back out. But I think this domino effect is going to have teams / players maybe reevaluating situations.
Yeah, so now you're looking at Trey Hendrickson, right, Caleb?
Oh yeah.
Does that maybe boost it, or do you think that it may actually prolong it? Because apparently he's supposed to make a decision tomorrow, but those teams could also be waiting to see this. So, what are your thoughts on that one?
I think in a way, it does boost it, but at the same time, I think teams hold off a little bit. See what Maxx Crosby's kind of what's going on there, and they kind of hold off to see what the Raiders may be offering at the point he is able to pass that physical. But yeah, I mean, I think Trey Hendrickson might have helped him a little bit because now, I mean, as far as like edge rushers that are probably on the table, he's definitely that top guy now. Since Maxx Crosby's back in Vegas, so I don't know. I'm really curious to see what happens tomorrow with him.
And then you can throw Baltimore maybe into the Trey Hendrickson sweepstakes, possibly. Now, no one's going to give him that contract he's wanting. I told you guys this morning that I saw he was looking for 30 mil, and teams are kind of laughing at that. So, and Cody, I think, made the comment if someone might be desperate enough, and I'm like, I'm kind of glad that would be not my team, hopefully, but we got Drewski over here says Cowboys have a strong case for Maxx Crosby now. If I'm Jerry, give them my 20th pick and keep the 12th and then trade a third.
See, if they're getting the 20th, they're getting nothing else.
Yeah, so we got to look at the original deal. It was a 2026 and 2027 first round. So they were getting 2 1s out of this. So maybe you still stick with the 1. If you're not desperate enough and you still think that he's that missing piece and you can afford giving up that first round pick, you can do it for this year, but you're damn sure not going to give him this and next year. You can maybe even say, hey, we'll give you a second or third this year and, maybe a conditional pick for next year that can turn into, X value if he ends up playing so much.
It's a bad spot, no matter how you spin it. And again, every team's going to value this differently. Like I promise you, in division, Denver, Kansas City, and Chargers, we would all trade our first round pick for Maxx Crosby. Like just that's it, not multiple. All 3 of us would trade our first round pick for Maxx Crosby
in a heartbeat.
But you could look at, the Bills. They may not. They may be like, okay, what I was saying, they may only value him at like a second and fourth. So every team's going to value this differently. But I think we can 100% say 2 first is off the board confidently.
What do you think about this one? So now if they do keep those guys that they've originally signed and maybe do move on from, let's say, quitty pay, let's say that's a 3-year 48 that they're back out there in the atmosphere. Now they had to that, what that contract would be for Maxx. Now you still have Nakobe Dean, you still have Quay Walker, you still have Stokes and those guys that are on defense. Is that appealing enough, do you think?
Well, I don't think he wanted to leave before, right, Caleb? It never seemed like he wanted to.
Yeah, I never felt like Maxx wanted out. I mean, he was wanting to play when they were obviously the number one overall pick, and he's still wanting to play. So, I mean, I could see him staying there and really wanting to help the team regardless, but it's going to be a little awkward for sure. It's going to be awkward.
Yeah, and I think Max, he's the kind of dude where I don't think he gives a shit what people were saying. That's the vibe I get from him. So I bet that's going to be a conversation too that they have. I don't. It's going to be hard for the Raiders to back out of one of those contracts, and they may not. Right? Your source said that they can still be cap compliant, so maybe they keep Kuntz, Kwity Paye, and Max. Now you're talking. Now you're talking a defense. So I mean, it does have to be a conversation. They don't really have players on their roster now to go restructure, so they're going to be kind of stuck with what they have. But I bet that'll at least be a conversation.
Now we're starting to see that statement from the Raiders, obviously, with the Baltimore Ravens that backed out of Maxx Crosby, backed out of their trade agreement for Maxx Crosby. We'll have no further comment at this time. Apparently, they're just, it's buyer's remorse for the Ravens. So apparently, we're hearing one side say it's the Ravens that are pissed at the Raiders. Raiders are now pissed at the Ravens. I don't think this trade's going to end up happening. You can say that they were maybe going to renegotiate, but I think this is a big FU. Both of them are pointing fingers at one another already. And Jerry Jones and some of these other teams may be sitting back saying
he's not going to the Ravens.
Yeah.
Even if the Ravens offered a semi-respectable offer, they're not trading him to the Ravens. He can still be traded to someone else, but I think this back and forth, it won't be the Ravens. And could this have been planned? Anything possible, right? How's he fail a physical? He knows he's got to take. I don't know if it'd be planned.
And Diana Ruzzini 5 minutes ago said the Cowboys are not expected to re-engage Maxx Crosby trade discussions at this time, a high-ranking source says. But I'm not sure. I think that could just be a smokescreen right now.
Definitely.
Guys, this is still just happening. So and I said on the TikTok live earlier that we're still going to kind of hear quite a bit of stuff out here. So let's take a quick little second to say, if you're new in here, I love seeing some new faces here in the chat. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. We're 9 away from 400, so make sure you guys hit that subscribe button right now. Share this out, get some more people in here. Keep the chats coming in. I see Drewski in there, Nekula 68. So again, appreciate you guys commenting right now. Let's keep this going. Cody's going to be joining us here in about 15 minutes. We'll see how long it takes him to get home from work. So we'll table this one real quick, because obviously there was actually one other team in the AFC West that actually did something yesterday. Caleb, this isn't for us. This is for Austin, obviously. So I want your initial thoughts, and I kind of want you to give us in order, maybe the top 3-ish, or if you want to just pick your top one.
I'll just rank them in order because I got them locked and loaded.
Some of us, yes. Hey, floor's yours.
I do want to start by saying I'm shocked that they put that kind of money in to a running back. Mm-hmm. It's the first time they've done that. I expected them to boost the running back room a little bit, but I didn't expect them to come out 3 minutes after the tampering period and offer the largest guaranteed money or whatever to a running back or whatever it was. I like Kenneth Walker. I think he's going to be fantastic with the Chiefs. It's going to help the Chiefs be more selective offensively. If you stack the box now we can have a pass game. If you play 2 deep light boxes, we now have a running back who maybe not take it 60 yards every time, but Chiefs will have more than 3 rushes of 10 yards on the season. So it'll help them kind of choose their offense for what teams line up on you. With that being said, I loved all their signings. My favorite one, obviously, I've been banging the table since they got him, re-signing Tyquan Thornton. I think that's huge. They didn't play him as much last year as they should have. They kind of stuck true to their guys like Juju and Hollywood Brown. No disrespect to those guys, but Tyquan was better and more productive when on the field. So that's my favorite. Second one, Travis Kelce, re-signing him. That was big time. You can say what you want, but he was still top 5 in tight ends, among tight ends across the board. You can say he's washed, but I'll take a top 5 tight end any day of the week. Obviously, with the new people we signed, Kenneth Walker, obviously the first one. And that's obvious. That's the splash signing. That's the Super Bowl MVP, whatever. The second one, I'm so excited about Tonga.
Oh, yeah.
Chris Jones hasn't had a dude line up like that beside him in forever, and he also doubles as a fullback.
Mhm.
Andy Reid's going to have so much fun with that. And then I like the Alohi Gilman signing. It's not splashy. It's just a dude who's going to do his job.
Yep.
And that's fine. I'll take that from the safety position, right? Go out, do your job. He makes plays. He forces turnovers.
Yes.
He's a okay tackler,
Mhm.
but he's a playmaker and he's going to do his job. So I think that's a quality signing given the, what we don't have in the secondary. I mean, we lost 3 corners and a safety. So you kind of just want to get a reliable player. And Caleb, you know about him. I don't know how you felt about him on the Chargers. I know he had career year with Baltimore, but was still really good with the Chargers. So I don't know what your opinions on Gilman are as a Chargers fan when he was there.
Yeah, so I loved Alohi. Those of you that don't really know about Alohi, so he was actually the guy that was traded for Odafe Owe back in October. So he's really good. He really is. He was really good for us. We just had to make the move at the time. We needed an edge rusher. So that's why we had to move on from him. But I love Alohi Gilman. I thought that was a great signing for the Chiefs. It sucks for me. But those of you that don't know, and Austin may not know this, but his best friend's Drew Tranquil. So that's a really good pairing. They came into the draft together, and then obviously I think they might have been back-to-back years or something like that, but they're really good friends and played at Notre Dame together. So you got a good one there. He's really productive.
Yeah.
And overall, as far as the Chiefs signings go, they might have been, it sucks for me, but I thought those might have been the best for their needs. Every single one of them. I thought they hit like a big need. Tonga, like you were saying, I thought that was a great defensive tackle signing. Tyquan Thornton, he was easily in my opinion, their most productive receiver last year. And then K9, I love K9. I was wanting him really bad. I don't even care that we have Amari and Hampton. I was wanting K9 because he's a stud, man. So a little jealous, but yeah.
Yeah. And my favorite thing is the draft is deep in edge rushers, corners, linebackers, receiver. And those are the positions they didn't spend on. So, they have 9 picks in this draft. They spent the money on the positions that aren't necessarily deep in this draft.
Yep.
And now they can use their 9 picks to kind of gauge how the draft and everything goes. I want to answer a couple questions I saw in the chat. We'll start with Drewski. Let us know how he feels about the players that left. I mean, I love the Chiefs players, man. I'm never against them getting the bag. I love Watson, but the Rams are paying him more per year than what Tariq Woolen just got. And Chiefs don't pay corners.
Not that bag.
Not that much.
Bag.
So
Yeah, he got paid.
So yeah, I mean, I love Watson, I love Williams, I love McDuffie. These players helped win Super Bowls here. Leo Chanel, I do think he was our best linebacker, but we re-signed Bolton, and we're not going to put that kind of money into linebackers. That was one of the things I told my brother with the Raiders. Yes, they got 2 good linebackers, but linebacker isn't a position you put that much money into. Not that amount of money. Not today. Corners, pass rush, things like that. So I love the players. I'm happy they all got paid. And like Leo Chanel, I'm happy he's going to have a chance to go play.
Yeah.
He wasn't on the field all the time for the Chiefs, so he got paid, and I'm happy for him. You won't hear any hate from me. Jeff, is Kel staying one season too long and end up like Brett or Chant for their final season? I don't think so. Like I said, he was still a top 5 tight end last year across the board when it comes to yards, catches, yards after catch. Touchdowns, I think he was 6th or tied for 6th. So last year, per the analytics stats, it was actually one of his best seasons in 3 or 4 years. So again, he's not going to be the 1,300-yard guy like he was, but he's still going to be a productive and good tight end.
I do. Caleb, I want to get your thoughts, and maybe we'll post this question back up here, or this comment back up here when Cody jumps on too. But
Yeah.
I mentioned it on the TikTok live earlier. Kirk Cousins could be an option, but he might price himself out. And now with the Raiders not knowing what they're going to be doing otherwise, like, is there maybe a veteran quarterback out there? Jeff had mentioned maybe Carson Wentz during the TikTok live. So what are your thoughts?
I hope he says Chargers legend.
No, I'm not. I probably wouldn't do that. Trey Lance is who you're thinking about. You're trying to get us banned again, but
No, I was thinking Tyrod.
oh, Tyrod, that's actually not a bad one for like a veteran guy. They say he's like a great teammate too, so that wouldn't be a bad guy, a bad pick. But I think, to be honest with you, I think they're building a team right now to where they want Mendoza to play. So they definitely need a veteran guy on that roster, but I don't think they go get anybody crazy where they have to spend too much. But I think what they're building right now, they're trying to get to where Mendoza can play week 1. But we'll see what happens. I don't know. We'll see.
When we were listening earlier, they were talking about, kind of to go with what you said, Caleb, where the Kubiak system is a proven system.
Mm-hmm.
So I think you're right, where if they get a comfortable enough team around him, it's a proven system to where they're just going to want to put him in and let him learn.
Yep.
Because they were talking, the Kubiak system is a proven system back to his daddy's days, right? Like it's a tried and improved system.
Mm-hmm.
So I think you're right. They have a pretty good offensive line if all these signings and stuff hold true with Glaze and JPJ, Linderbaum, Colton Miller coming back. Will it be a top 5 or 10 offensive line? No. But it's going to be a serviceable offensive line, something that can run an offense.
For sure.
So I agree with you. I don't think they actually go get someone who is going to be crazy money or they expect to play.
Yep.
But someone who they'll trust with their quarterback and trust if they have to play here and there. But I don't think they're going to go get a bridge guy.
So to throw some more wrenches here on this Maxx Crosby situation, Jane Slater says she can confirm a team source has said that the Cowboys have moved on from Rashawn Gary, even though the Cowboys may not be interested in Maxx Crosby. So something's not adding up too much here.
See, but now
she's essentially saying that she can confirm that Diana Rossini is correct. But again, this is a shit show, boys. That's
what we said. There's gonna be domino.
This is just an absolute shit show, as we will welcome in once he gets his damn device connected. Our one and only Raiders fan. So let's get Cody in here. But as Cody's getting in here again, make sure you hit that subscribe button up top, guys. We can't thank you enough. We got quite a few viewers in here now, so make sure you share this out. Share this with your friends. Get more people in here. We're just getting the party started now. I gave him a lot of flowers yesterday for basically winning day 1 of tampering, and now this happened. So
I didn't even think they won the tampering period, but that's down the show.
Compared to everyone else in the AFC West, I mean, the Raiders pretty much yes, the Chiefs did, but
no, they overpaid for everyone. Hey, Cody.
Let's
What's up, guys?
How you feeling, buddy?
All right. Well, now I'm trying to slow down. So there's a lot going on in my group chat that I'm behind on. So that's what I'll say. So
yeah. So, and I know that you're not going to have much to go off of, essentially, because you were working, and again, we still have full-time jobs. So Cody was partaking in his. As this breaks down, I say Ravens back to have a trade. Cody's like, what trade? The trade. So he's kind of just like, shit. So I'm sure Cody hasn't had a chance to catch up. Have you heard the reason that they backed out was the failed physical? Now they're pointing fingers at one another. So what are your initial thoughts here?
Okay, so I'm going to give a timeline here. So you guys sent me the text. I said the message that you just said where I was like, what trade? Because I had forgotten that Maxx Crosby and the Ravens had agreed to a trade. I mean, it was almost a couple days ago, so I figured it was good. However, throughout the group chat, though, thankfully for you guys, are keeping me in the loop on, well, the Raiders are saying that they backed down. The Ravens are saying that Maxx Crosby had a failed physical. So I'm going to give my opinions based on the information that you guys have provided, because I did see the tweet that the Raiders put out directly to the Ravens about this. And I'm going to say it's a bunch of BS on the side of the Ravens. Here's why. I can't see the Raiders trading Maxx Crosby knowing that he's going to fail a physical. And plus, it's been knowledge that he was coming off of a knee surgery and he's been playing basketball on it. His recovery is fine from all accounts. So I feel like the Ravens, and Corey, I think you mentioned this a little earlier in the show because I was trying to keep up with it when I was working, that this looks like buyer's remorse from the Ravens. And so I don't know. I doubt that it's a failed physical on the side of Maxx, because this is reminding me a lot of when the Lakers failed Mark Williams or whatever, when they traded for him to when they knew that they were going to get Luka instead of Dalton and Kincaid or whatever. So that's what this is reminding me of. But the Ravens, it's kind of interesting that they've now like had buyer's remorse after they lose Lindenbaum and with the way that free agency is going. So I feel like, in my opinion, this is the Ravens BSing us about, oh, Maxx failed a physical. I can't see the Raiders doing business like that, knowing that they're trying to do right by Maxx.
So Tom Pelissero just said other NFL GMs have a lot of questions after the Ravens backed out of the Maxx Crosby trade because of what they were told the Raiders were medical concerns. And he said not too long ago, one GM summarized the feelings around the league is this is very much bullshit on Baltimore's part. So, I mean, it tracks, but we're never probably going to hear the actual side of this. The NFL will probably sweep it under the rug. So it's one of those where what's this actually setting up for? Like what moves getting ready to happen?
No idea. I mean, if the Raiders trade him, they're going to have to trade him for a bag of chips at this point.
I mean, this definitely diminishes the value of what Maxx is going to bring, because now, like, in a sense, and I hate to use its analogy, the Ravens basically called timeout on the last second field goal to like ice the kicker, so to speak. And now it's like, okay, everyone sees what the baseline price tag is, and now like they can negotiate off of that. So I think that's what's going to happen now. And I feel bad for Maxx at the end of it. Like, I don't think Maxx is trying to be a villain in any of this, and I don't even blame him for, this whole transaction and whatever the Ravens and the Raiders are getting into now. But I feel bad for him now because I don't think that he's unliked in the Raiders organization. But now on Baltimore side, it looks like, well, we don't want this guy after all. And here they are trying to invest, saying that we're going all in. And now they said, oh, never mind. So, that's what I find very interesting in this and all this as well.
I still say it's the Cowboys or the Bears. Honestly, one of those guys is going to give the Cowboys or the Raiders something. So that's just kind of my personal thoughts on that.
How funny, the Ravens are going to back out so that way you look like the prophet about the Cowboys getting Maxx Crosby.
Yeah, I was kind of hoping my bigger one with BTJ getting traded was going to come to fruition, but they've been fielding calls, yes, but as they should, their asking price is obviously very steep that no one's really kind of interested in doing that. So that's the smart part here. So let's go back to when you were happy yesterday. Give us your initial thoughts on the squad that you kind of were able to rope in.
So a lot of what we talked about yesterday being that the Raiders obviously overpaid in some positions, but I think majority of what Raiders, the organization, John Spytek specifically did is get a lot of guys that could be a part of the team today. Once training camp and preseason, all that stuff, you basically got yourself starters. Majority of them, if not all of them, are on 3-year contracts. The way that the guarantee is working, it's like 2 years and a team option to give some flexibility for the Raiders, which is great because assuming if the Raiders hit on half of the draft picks that they are going to get, and I think they have 11 picks, so half of them, we'll just say 5 of those picks.
Did you take one out?
Yeah, I think I took out that extra one that we're not going to get after all. So
hell yeah, you guys don't have that 14th pick.
We did get two compensatory picks. So I think technically we're still at 11, but regardless though, let's just assume 5 of those picks hit in crucial positions, whether that's O-line, D-tackle, safety, whatever, just fill in the blank. If only 5 of those hit, we still have good depth to have veteran presence. I don't think Nakobe, God, why am I blanking on all their names right now? Because I'm on the spot. Anyways, I don't think that the players that the Raiders sign in, Walker, in Stokes, in acquiring Johnson, I don't think all of them are going to forget how to play next season. I feel like that this is good talent to keep the veterans in the building, to keep the young guys to learn. And it's not like a hosh-posh of what the Raiders put together. Dean, thank you. It's not a hosh-posh of players that the Raiders put together last season with Pete Carroll. So I feel like with the additions, and especially getting Linderbaum is huge for having a rookie quarterback that's going to come in and an all-pro center that's going to be helping him develop along the way, which kind of reminds me of when the Raiders drafted Derek Carr in the second round and then also had signed Rodney Hudson in that offseason. So this is mirroring that a little bit, and that was the last time the Raiders had some sort of relevancy, and that took them about 2.5 seasons to get the ship right, so to speak. Now, I'm hoping that they follow that blueprint and continue it, and very much like what we said in our group chat, these are great signings on paper, but we still need to see it on the field. So I'm trying to just be like, hey, this is great, this is positive, it's giving a lot of energy to Raider Nation, but I need to see what this looks like on the field. I'm not even saying that we're going to win 7 games. I don't even think 9 is anywhere in the atmosphere right now. It's like we look like a respectable 6-win team, maybe. I think we're at that point, but anything further than that is just, I don't think we're going to have that type of season, but we had a good start to free agency.
Do you think this was football Jesus saying Raider fans are getting a little too ahead of themselves after yesterday?
No, even without that, they got good players, but like $28 million for a center, like
you're gonna have to at some point give into this overpay thing. I know you don't want to, but
if I'm overpaying, I'm going to overpay like premium positions.
That is for the Raiders. That is a premium position.
Center is not a premium position.
Well, okay. Last season, the Raiders had the worst offensive line. We were dead last, I believe, in the center play.
If you don't offer him that, he's not going there.
Yeah,
that's fine. Go sign Biotish for $10 million or $12 million a year.
Well, he wasn't available at the start of free agency.
Well, I'm saying one like that.
Well, he was available. The Chargers just didn't let him leave.
But if you're going to draft the number 1 overall pick, assuming the franchise quarterback, and again, I'm not even trying to say franchise on the level of Patrick Mahomes. Let's just table that because that's not what I'm talking about. I'm just saying the Raiders are using the number 1 overall pick for their franchise, whatever the level Mendoza is at. Wouldn't you want to give him the best free agent center that is available in free agency to make sure that, one, he's protected and he learns the game and he's up to speed? You wouldn't want to give him an average center. No offense to centers playing in the NFL. They're much better than what I'll ever be. But
I had a Cal with Creed Humphrey at 18, so $18 million a year. So I'm obviously going to have a Cal at a lesser center for 28, 27, 28
Creed Humphrey at one point set the market.
Yes, that's why I said I basically had a Cal with that too.
You can make the argument then at one point the Chiefs overpaid Humphrey.
Not by 12 million, 10 million.
Well,
he reset it by like 1.3. I feel
like we're having the quarterback contract discussion right now. Like there will always be someone that resets the market. It'll never regress. It's always just going to go up. So like
I'm not gonna put a center on the same position as quarterback. That's what I'm saying. Like, do I get the need? Yes. You almost paid him as much as the highest paid cornerback in football.
I feel like you're the old man with black socks on the lawn right now that's yelling at kids to stop running on it right now. So
no, why would I do that? That's free.
Caleb, we're just here, buddy. We're just here.
I know.
I get overpaying, but you like overpaid. And I think there was other quality centers, especially in this free agency, where it's like, you could have not spent 30 mil on a center. He was like the best run blocking, and then he was like the 18th pass blocking.
He's a top 6 center. He's a top 6 center.
Not pass blocking.
If he gets if he gets the Raiders and Mendoza good to go in year 2 of Mendoza, to where he's the one calling out protections, he's getting the offensive line set, exactly what he's supposed to do, and he makes the Raiders winners, it's money well spent. What are we talking about?
People always say pay trenches.
Yeah. Pay tackles, pay edge rushers. I'm not going to pay. I didn't even really like Creed Humphrey at 18. So how am I going to like Linderbaum at 28 is all I'm saying.
We should have a 4th camera with Maxx Crosby sitting there. How dope would that be?
An AI version of Maxx Crosby. That'd be
AI version of Maxx Crosby.
I will say, just my opinion on this. I think the Raiders did overpay, but I do think it is worth it. In that sense, because I experienced what a terrible center was in the past 2 years. So I get it completely. I get why they overpaid. But I did think it was really high. So I guess I'm kind of in the middle
Yeah.
ground there.
Listen, guys, I'm not going to act like the Raiders got a discount. Did they overpay? Yes. But we just had a conversation a couple of weeks ago about who is going to want to go to the Raiders. So if you don't give a good quality player a bunch of money to come here, and they could help the franchise, like, not saying that they gave almost 30 million to a guy that was like second to dead last. Like, he was the top rated center in free agency and has been, a 4-time Pro Bowler, and I think a couple time All Pro. He's only allowed 4 sacks in 5 seasons. Like, he's got every metric that shows that he's worth the money. It's like, you're just going to reset the market. But if the Raiders don't do that, what's going to draw him in? It certainly isn't Vegas itself.
Well, I'm saying just don't draw him in. Pivot to other.
So you want us to avoid the best center that we can arguably get for our franchise quarterback?
I like value. You could have gotten a quality center for less.
It's fine. We have the best center in free agency. We overpaid. I can live with that. What's good the cap space if you don't use it?
Yeah, I mean, you were going to have to spend money anyways. So
Chargers, you could probably answer that. What good is cap space if you're not going to use it?
Yeah, I can definitely answer that because it's driving me insane. I like the moves that we have made for the most part, other than 2 of them. The Biotish one really makes the most sense to me for what we needed. Price point, we're paying him $10 million a year, which is pretty good, especially for as good as he was. So I like that move. And then I really like Alec Ingold too. I know that's kind of a simple. Yeah.
I was hoping the Raiders would bring him back. He's really, really good.
I was really excited for that. I know a lot of people were like, "Man, it's a fullback. Like, what's good in a fullback?" But I really liked it. We got him 2 years for $7.5 million. So that's like what, 3, somewhere around there a year.
Just tell those fans to watch how McDaniel used him.
Exactly. That's what exactly. And the other guy I really like, I thought we overpaid him a little bit, but I really like him. I think he's going to fit in the McDaniel scheme really well, is Charlie Collier, the tight end out of Baltimore. I did think we overpaid him a little bit. It was 3 years, $24 million, I believe. That's a little bit more than Bellinger, who was with the Giants. And now I can't even remember where he signed.
Titans.
I think it was like 1 or 2 million more than Bellinger. He's not a great pass catching tight end, but I think he's going to fit that McDaniel offense really well because he blocks so well. But I mean, there's no big splash moves for my team, and that's kind of unfortunate right now because we have a lot of holes to fill, and I would like at least one. You know what I mean? But it is what it is. We're gonna keep rolling, aren't we, Corey? Keep rolling.
I do want to say, Caleb, since I'm late to the party, I do want to say what was funny is you posted your breaking news graphic on your page and on the War Room, and then the comments from Charger fans had me laughing hysterically when I would check, and they're like sending gifs of like, "Is that it?" Like, and right. I just and now, granted, like I still think you guys are a very good team. I still think the Broncos are a good team, even though they haven't made many moves. But I've just found it funny where they're all like, "Is that it? What else is next?" And someone said, "We signed somebody for $4 million just to suck again." Charger fans are going through it.
In case you're wondering, Bam Adebayo has 70 points right now for the Heat.
70? Who is he playing?
Are you joking? Oh,
no, I'm not joking. And then Nick Cross to the Patriots. So, yeah, I mean, I don't have much to add to Caleb, obviously. You guys actually brought outside teams in. Denver still hasn't, but Denver's running it back. Weirdly enough, I'm okay with the J.K. Dobbins one. Cool. We'll see. I'm indifferent on the Alex Singleton one. I do like the Sternad one. I think that made the most sense because he actually had one of the better blitzing percentages for his position last year at under 2.5 seconds. So it's one of those where Vance Joseph used Justin Sternad correctly. Everyone saw the Greenlaw cut coming from a mile away. Back in my mind, I saw a bunch of Bronco media people saying that it could be he just wasn't a good fit on top of missing games last year. There's still players out there. There's hundreds of players still needing jobs, and the Denver, like the Chargers, still have some holes. So, who could it be? Could it be David Njoku? Could it be a Stephon Diggs? Could it be, there's a lot of things in there. So again, it's one of those where after seeing Bronco fans' reaction yesterday, and then I realized for a second I may have been going down that road. I needed to just take a step back, see the big picture, and understand that George and Sean have done a really good job the first 3 years that they've been here together.
Well, I did see where Broncos are bringing back 94% of their offensive snaps and 92% of their defensive snaps. So it's not like a big overhaul was necessary. They were a Bo Nix ankle away from being in the Super Bowl, or more. Actually, they were already competitive, but a Bo Nix ankle away from potentially being in the Super Bowl. For any Patriot fans, I'm so sorry to just give them the win. But again, when you return that kind of snap count, a lot of moves aren't necessary.
They're not. And to counter that, though, you still have to improve, right? Games, we obviously we're playing the NFC West this year, so the games are going to be tougher. We're playing against a little different schedule than we did last year. Those are going to be better teams. I get running it back. Cool. I'm good with this, but now I got to see the pieces that kind of fall into place behind those. What are you going to do that's going to keep up with what the Chiefs are doing? Because the Chiefs are going to be better next year. What are you going to do with the Raiders? I guess not anymore, but the Chargers. The Chargers haven't given me anything to sit here and say, "Oh shit."
Yeah.
Right now, I think it would be the Chiefs back kind of in the driver's seat, and the Broncos maybe right there. But you can't be this quiet. And I get the frustration from fans, but I'm going to tell you, just relax, trust the process, trust that your GM and coach know. Again, Sean Payton always has a plan. Are we going to agree with it? No. Until we see the results. And I told Cody and I told you guys this last night. If I'm sitting here week 3 or 4, maybe even in the midseason, and we're still talking about the same stuff, okay, then you can look back to this period right now and see that the players that the Broncos let go and didn't even try to attempt, because I've seen that the Broncos were interested in a lot of guys that they ended up not paying. That's not necessarily a bad thing as we get into the overpay talk, what he was talking about. You kind of let those teams do their thing and then you kind of fall in behind it. So, there's really no other players to talk about as far as what the Denver did. So go ahead, Caleb.
Yeah, so I have one thing to add. I need to find the comment. I was looking for it there, but they proposed like a cool thing to me on the internet, and they said, what if the Chargers and Broncos, for that matter, are holding off until everyone spends their money and everybody basically – they can't refuse the offer because that's their only offer on the table at that point. You know what I mean? I don't know that that's the case, but it was interesting. So I figured I'd bring it up to you, see what your thoughts were on that. And yeah.
Yes and no. I mean, Denver starters are set, right? So now are you thinking that you're going to fill it in with some rookies in the draft? Maybe some positions, but there's some damn good names still out there, guys. Like, they're older. They're not the, freaky names that they used to be, but there's still some good names out there. So again, yeah, I mean, I could see the what if. What are your thoughts?
No, I told you this yesterday when you came home and you said today's not a good day to talk to me, jokingly.
My dog heart was hurting.
Yeah, but I with how the Broncos and Chargers are set up, I do think they can wait until this overpaying period is done. I mean, no offense, Cody, but most of the Raider signings were overpays. Romeo Doubs, I liked Romeo Doubs, and I thought the Chiefs could be in on that market. Nah, dude. This is the overpaying period. We can be on the fence about Chiefs overpaying for Kenneth Walker, if we're being honest. So they're letting this overpay period get out of this because we're going to make smart moves because our rosters are already pretty good. Once this kind of period is over, I think this is when Denver and the Chargers make their moves. They're going to go get those quality depth pieces, those pieces where you guys are going to see that your team sign them and you're like, hell yeah, that's such a good signing. Okay, this isn't a 15-sack guy, but he's an effort guy. He's a locker room guy, and it's going to be a really good rotational guy. Yep. So I don't know. I think that's because Chiefs did that for a couple off seasons. The 2 off seasons where they came out and did what they did this year were after Super Bowl losses, or last year, against the Bucs where the offensive line was atrocious. Brett Veach immediately overspent and put every resource into the offensive line, and it panned out. Yeah. And then we came back to, we had no run game. It put the world on Patrick Mahomes' legs and everything. And then the injury. So he came out and immediately, it was honestly 5 minutes into tampering and Kenneth Walker to the Chiefs. So you guys are doing what I think is smart. Yes, you're unhappy with the amount of sexy moves. Yeah. But Caleb, for you already got a center and a guard.
Yeah.
That's 67% of what you wanted this offseason.
Two talented tackles coming back from injury. So
yep. Yeah. So you guys down the road, when this shit show of overpaying, because I see some of these contracts and I honestly, like, my eyes legitimately in real life get wide. And so you guys are just going to get those wonderful signings. One of you are going to sign like Cam Jordan for like not a lot of money, and you're going to be like, such a wonderful sign. He's not who he used to be, but still love having him on the team. Yeah. So it's going to be things like that where you're just going to be stoked to have him, and it's not the sexy move.
I see one more goddamn Raider fan say that John Spytek's a genius for this move. I'm going to freak out. Like, there's nothing genius about this.
For what move?
There's nothing genius about Spytek trading Maxx Crosby knowing he was going to get the physical failed, and that was going to give him a chance to sign everybody.
Well, Raider I just saw
it's I'm looking for fans to cope. I mean, I get it.
I'm looking through Twitter right now, and someone said that the Raiders traded Max, signed Linderbaum. I guess I don't think they really sabotaged, but something with the physical to fail, so that way the Ravens didn't have their center and now have to give back Max, and it's chess, not checkers, or I think is the tweet. So and then I'm seeing other ones that are like, well, now the Raiders got to figure out what to do with the free agents they just signed, and now they have Max, so $30 million is back on the books than what they originally accounted for. And I think if I have a hunch on what I think is going to happen. And I think what's going to happen is, in order to make the cap number work in general, whether Max stays or goes, I think what they're going to end up doing is turning Max's salary into a signing bonus. So only like a small percentage hits the cap. And then if he's then desired by another team, and let's say the asking price is still 2-1s, or even if he is traded, we'll see. And I think that's how the Raiders kind of maneuver all that from what I'm seeing. But again, like, as I'm coming on live with you guys and seeing like what's going on, I truly don't know what this is unprecedented. I still don't know like where the Ravens or the Raiders go from here. And it's very much up in the air.
I do just want to say, for all the conspiracy theorists of saying this was a Raiders plan or a Spytek, it's not. This was 100% on the Ravens. The Raiders wanted 2 first-round picks. They would still much rather have 2 first-round picks.
Oh, shit. I remember this play. I remember this one, dude.
I do, too.
Old Goose.
I do remember that.
All 400 pounds of him just flattening Gannon, dude.
I remember that game so well, because that was, I think, one of the seasons we were supposed to go to the Super Bowl. And I remember that exactly, Goose absolutely demolishing Gannon.
That was a lot of man that fell right on Gannon, just straight up. And then old Brandon, Raiders plundered. I mean,
I don't know about that. It was the Ravens that backed out of it.
That's true.
According to you guys, it was your plan all along.
Yeah, Raider fans saying.
Listen, first off, Raider Nation has been on a roller coaster for a week now. Like, and I was telling you guys this, like, when the Max trade originally went down, like, a lot of people were like, hey, Max, thank you.
Oh.
And then the following day, people are like, oh, Max needs to go. He was being a diva, and he's the one that couldn't even be man enough to ask for a trade. And it's like, whoa, guys, like, the Raiders did this, like, not Max. Like, the Raiders made this decision, and now all of a sudden, like, Raiders did well yesterday, and they're all like, oh, we're so back, and now Max is back. Now they're excited to have him back. It's like, this is too much emotion for Raider Nation to handle. They need to see some therapists and get this thing under check. They need to regulate themselves, because they're going through it.
Fairly sure that by the time we come back tomorrow night live, we're going to hear more. we'll see. I know Max just posted himself on a plane flying back to Vegas, I'm assuming.
Turn it right back around.
Yeah, go ahead and just flip it around. Maybe that was the plane Sean paid for him, so it's my free. No, it was only a one-way, Max. It was only a one-way. Sean said he paid for a one.
Do you think Sean gets a refund or?
Well, no, he got him there, so probably Max had to pay for it on his way back. So
I think he's good for it.
We got a little bit more here, so I do want to get into, because we had some really good moves yesterday from teams outside of the AFC West that made some okay moves, in my opinion. The Titans, the Saints. I like the Panthers, obviously overpaid, but they got two damn good defensive players to go with a pretty average defense that could, show signs at times in a weak division. So, Austin, give me your initial thoughts on maybe who outside the AFC West you had your eye on.
I love the Titans. I loved everything the Titans did.
Saleh got his defense.
He did. And I think this is opening the door for Carnell Tate or Jeremiah Love with their draft pick. Yep. Because that defense is low-key going to be, John Franklin Myers, Jeffrey Simmons, Jermaine Johnson just on your D-line. Then they signed some corner. They're going to be – I know we're a long ways away from it, but I can tell you right now they will be my pick to win that division. So – that's how well I think they did. Now, if they completely screw the draft up, we can come back and have new conversations. But right now, I love everything they did. It started with their coaching hires, and now it's rolled into the day 1 and 2 of tampering. So for me, it was easily the Titans had the best day 1 of tampering.
I do want to say, and I saw someone post that Robert Saleh and Brian Daboll's combined head coaching record. Cool. Saleh obviously derped his OC pick when he was with the Jets, but he had that defense top 5, top 3. Brian Daboll as an OC has been okay, but I love the Wan'Dale Robinson signing for them to help Cam Ward out. So, I like what the Titans did. Caleb, what do you got?
So I really like the Titans move as well, but I actually want to go with the Panthers. I know they did kind of overpay a little bit with Jalen Phillips. Do I? I do. I do. So I love what the Titans did. They would probably be my number 1, but for the sake of this, I wanted to talk about the Panthers a little bit too. I really like what they did, man. That defense was already really good, and then they get Jalen Phillips, who he wasn't great last year, but he has potential to be that guy, to be really good. For Devin Lloyd,
$20 million, he better be fucking all pro.
No, I agree. He definitely got overpaid. The guy I like in this more than anything, my favorite move by them was Devin Lloyd. And it sucks because I was wanting him as well, Corey. So I get your pain there. And they also got Luke Fortner as well. I thought that was a solid move. A little bit of an upgrade from Cade Mays, in my opinion. And I am a big Cade Mays guy. He's a volunteer. So really like a couple of those moves. But Titans definitely won the day, but I did want to talk about the Panthers as well.
Drewski, I'm not going to have that slander in my chat. Cody, who you got?
Man, I think the Panthers definitely need some recognition. So, Caleb, shout out for you for giving that to them. Titans, like what Austin said, they brought in so much depth on offense and defense. And
the only team that outspent the Raiders yesterday, by the way, was the Titans.
Right. I think a third team, if I had to give a dark horse, I still think that the Titans, I'm going to just remove my Raiders from the conversation. I think the Titans had a great free agency day to where, and I think we even put this in our group chat, that they could be competing for the division title next season, because who knows what the Colts are going to look like. Texans, they're going to be competitive, but, can the Tennessee Titans, can they put it together with Saleh, with Daboll? I feel like that's interesting. But a dark horse team, I'm going to say, is New York Giants. I feel like the Giants made some pretty good moves considering they got Harbaugh. Yeah. Now, granted, OC may not be into, but I feel like they added a lot of great pieces. They were the ones that added Edmonds from the Bears, who they released him. I felt like that was really good for their defense. So I just feel like that they had a solid free agency. I don't think they won it, but I think it was solid for that team, and especially some of the pieces that they added for Dart and for the defensive side. I feel like the Giants did pretty good day 1, but I think Titans won free agency day 1 for sure.
Then you can add Tommy Townsend to the Titans list. 2 years, $6 million. for the Titans. So Tommy Tanks, Chiefs legend.
He really is. I would take him. I would overpay him to come back.
That's the player.
No, in games that matter, it can't be overlooked. We say it all the time with special teams. Like, he can flip the field if our offense is struggling a little bit, and that's great for our defense. So I also want to say, I know the Eagles lost some players, but their addition of Reek Woolen, like, they have him and Quinyon Mitchell on the outside and Cooper DeJean. Like, now you only need like an average pass rush for those lockdown dudes. Like, that's just annoying.
Yes.
I know they lost too many people to say they really like have won free agency, but like, the addition for Reek Woolen, even if it's for 1 year, just make sure that defense stays elite for one more year. And it's annoying how Howie Roseman always finds a way to do it.
Every time, man.
We have to talk about, he's the best GM in football, right?
Yeah,
I think he's jockeying. I think he's jockeying for it. I feel like the Chiefs have a really good front office, and I feel like the Titans right now are really doing a great job in terms of that. But Howie Roseman from
Howie.
Yeah, well, Howie and John Schneider with Seahawks. It seems like those two are neck and necking for really good value when it comes to drafting and free agency.
Yeah.
And those sneaky moves where I'm always like, man, I wish the Chiefs would get last year. I wish the Chiefs would get Jalen Phillips. And then they traded that fourth round or fifth round pick for him, and I'm like, dude, we could have done that.
Yeah, but I was low key looking at like a low tier, like a 1 year deal for like Bradley Chubb for the Chiefs, like something like that, like a 1 year prove it deal. Instead the
but
Chiefs,
we don't do those.
But instead the Chiefs go out and they're just like, nah, we haven't played. And that's still not to say Bradley Chubb isn't an option. I think the Chiefs are kind of happy with where they're at now. I think the Chiefs are standing pat. I think now they can absolutely turn their attention to that number 9 pick, who's going to fall to them, and what are they going to do with that 29 pick? Are they going to try to package something? Like, they had a damn good day yesterday. And again, we kept telling you guys, even though the Chiefs were down last year, that this wasn't it. Like, this was just a one-off type thing. The jury's still out on Travis Kelce, what he does, but the Chiefs could still fix that at number 9.
Sadiq, y'all.
So again, there's plenty of things the Chiefs can do. And again, basically now until April, it's going to be
well, and you're going to have more people become available from teams trying to get cap compliant.
Yep.
Right.
So they can low key go get. I know, and I'm saying this, I hope we're the team that goes and gets like Cam Jordan on that like nice deal for a dude who just wants to come win, like a signing like that. But I'm going to yell at Drewski. I don't know why you're saying we're not worrying about defense. We got a nose tackle, a safety, and we never pay corners. Literally the last 6 years, we've just we were in a Super Bowl and won a Super Bowl with 3 rookie corners.
That's why I look at maybe the LSU corner at 9 or the Tennessee corner at 29. So, like, I mean, there's corner options in this draft. I do like some of these corners that are in the draft.
And y'all forget we got Noel Williams still.
Yeah, exactly. So, go ahead, Cody.
Sorry, I was going to say I wouldn't. And again, maybe this is outside of the characteristics of what the Chiefs do. But again, like Austin, you mentioned that you guys have 2 first-round picks. I wouldn't be surprised if you guys try to leap, let's say, get into that 7th spot to try to get Caleb Downs, because I feel like he would fit really well with the Chiefs defense, and they're known to have safeties.
I will say, I think if the Chiefs move up, it's to get Carnell Tate. I think that's the only person they would trade up for.
To get a receiver?
And let's not sit here and act like the Chiefs receivers are...
Dude, Rice still might be suspended or banned.
No, I'm not saying that you guys don't need receiver. I'm just saying I don't see the Chiefs as being a team that trades that high up to get a receiver unless they really feel like he's the truth. But I feel like if you guys are speaking so highly about Caleb Downs, I feel like the Chiefs would feel the same way to trade up to get him to have that field general, so to speak, in Caleb Downs. That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying that Tate would be a bad pick.
Me personally, yes, that is outside Chiefs characteristics. They get their secondary middle to late rounds. That's where they've always done it. I mean, Hicks and Connor were both 3rd round and later. Snead was a 5th round pick. Noel Williams was a 4th or 5th round pick. They get their secondary players middle to late rounds. I think the glaring need right now is still receiver.
I agree with that.
I think Carnell Tate's the only one worthy of that 9 pick.
Yeah.
So if they don't want to miss out on him there, I think that's why they would package up and move. Because this is actually a pretty deep class of safeties.
It is.
As much as I love Caleb Downs, you still have the Toledo one.
Yep.
You still have there's an LSU one, a Florida one. Yep. There's 4 or 5 good safeties. Me personally, Cody, yes, I love Caleb Downs, and I would trade the moon for him. Mm-hmm. But that is, like you said, out of characteristic for the Chiefs.
So let's give kind of a preview for tomorrow. So we'll monitor the Maxx Crosby stuff tonight and see what comes out tomorrow. Tomorrow we're going to dive into maybe Caleb and I talking about what's out there that we still may go for. And even the Chiefs and the Raiders, there's still names out there. There's still money that needs to be kind of spent, and there's still some, low end free agents that the Chiefs could still bring in for depth pieces. Raiders, are they going to back out of some contracts to make room for Maxx Crosby? Because I'm seeing more reports that are saying they can't make this work without backing out of a couple of these contracts, contrary to what someone said earlier on X. But now you're starting to see more reliable sources saying that the Raiders.
Eric Stokes just tweeted and said, "So Max is back." And another one said that the teams aren't going to line up for Maxx Crosby now. The Raiders are going to have to start calling people.
Yep.
So again, it's going to be a very, very interesting 24 hours here.
Call them, Kansas City.
So tomorrow we're going to preview what teams need or what signings we may look at, and then we may start looking at the draft a little bit. Starting to see someone has the number 1 overall pick and someone has the number 9 pick. So we'll start breaking some of that stuff down for you guys. So tomorrow we'll be back here on YouTube, and then this weekend we'll obviously pick back up on TikTok. I've been actually happy with how TikTok's been going the last few nights. Even tonight in 25 minutes, we picked up almost 10 new followers and a lot of comments and views and whatnot. So
yeah, I do want to just shout out to the X crowd. It looks like we've had a pretty good turnout on X. Appreciate you guys. Make sure you always share and comment and stuff on our post. I like being very interactive on there and getting people's ideas. I've gone back and forth on a couple mock drafts and stuff and free agency plans and whatnot. So we love being very interactive on our socials.
2.0 comes out next week.
Yep. So just make sure you share and comment and interact, because that's truly what we enjoy doing. So, but just wanted to say thank you. It looked like a pretty good turnout from our X crowd tonight. So appreciate you guys.
Cody, got some closing words? Or Caleb? We'll go Cody first and then Caleb.
I just wish I would have made it for the whole start of the show, but a lot to unpack, and I still don't know where we go from here, but I'm excited to dive into more once we get updates tomorrow. And like the guys said, subscribe to the YouTube channel, because we are 9 away from 400. Crazy, guys. Did not think that we'd get that many in less than a year of starting the show. Shovik, shout out to you guys for the brainchild of this show.
Caleb?
Yeah, I don't have much.
News. Bam Adebayo now has 82 points.
Damn, he topped Kobe.
He broke the record. Well, he broke Kobe's record. Damn.
82 points, 9 rebounds, and 7 threes made.
Oh, so at least Kobe's wasn't in garbage time.
Kobe didn't even play the 4th.
That is
of the 81 game.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's true. He, I think, left at like first
10-minute mark or something.
Yeah.
That's wild. Sorry,
imagine he would have got 100 points had he played the whole 4th quarter then.
Probably.
Yeah, Caleb finishes.
Yeah, Caleb. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, but that was pretty big. It's just like, holy shit, he got 82
great
points.
News. Holy crap. Yeah, I got to check that out. I'm going to hop on there here in just a second. Hey, there was some more Maxx Crosby news that just came across. I don't know if you all saw that.
Go for it.
So let's see. My phone is loading. I apologize.
Was it about his agent?
Yes.
Stated that Max was on track for the offseason and he's ahead of schedule.
Yep.
I'm telling you.
Surgeon. Yep.
The Ravens.
Max is on track to return.
Buyer's remorse. I think Corey called it.
Yeah. It does it's starting to sound like it.
And thank you for the comment. Yeah, the comment came in. So thanks.
Oh yeah, I was reading your comment.
Oh, I didn't even.
Yeah, so thanks for the comment right there. So again, more about Maxx Crosby, and again, we'll probably have more. Cody can Cody can start kind of diving in and researching up some more, and then Cody can give you guys
a crash out video at 3 a.m.
Why would there be a crash out video? Because I mean, I know that there's a lot to unfold here. This isn't a crash out. This is more of like the unknown, which makes it great. I'll dive into this, and then I'll give a video of my full thoughts once I kind of dive into more of this stuff.
You need to
All right,
make
Caleb.
a video of you like waking up like it's a nightmare. Like, what is going on? That would be funny. But no, I don't have much. Again, I want to thank you all for tuning in. Hopefully you all enjoy the show. But we really enjoy interacting with you all. So definitely keep interacting in the comments and all over our posts, all of our socials, everything like that. So we really appreciate you all. And thank you all, Cody, Corey, Austin, and Matt as well, and as well as our sponsors. So thank you all for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. Giving Matt a shout out. So again, we got a chance to text with Matt for a couple minutes yesterday. So
Enough to tell Cody to F off.
oh yeah.
He wanted to know what's going on for Agent. I just told him that.
So I just assumed it was to my brother. So
I mean, I am usually the guilty party.
Again, Matt will be back at some point. We don't know when. And again, we're not going to disclose too much, but we do miss him dearly. He means a lot to our show. But again, there's more to it than that. So to Matt and his family, Cody, we had a chance to talk to his wife, and everything's good over there. So Jeff, Kim as well. So let's give some sponsorship shout outs right now as we get ready to log out of here. So again, thanks to Troy and his team over at Field Ops Kansas for all your field markings, court markings needs. Make sure you give Troy and his team a call. Check out their website. And then Angie and her team at Emporia State Federal Credit Union, the War Room's banking of choice. And then, of course, Jeff and his team. We're currently in the JBW Solutions studio. So thank you again. Yeah, the Cleveland Browns have backed out of our trade agreement for Deshaun Watson. We have no further comment at this time. So, the internet is the place to be right now. So, but again, thank you again to all of our sponsors. And again, guys, I can't stress this enough. Please subscribe to the channel. Please continue to share this out. Let's get us to 400, hopefully, by the end of this weekend. So without further ado, we'll make sure to see you guys tomorrow night and enjoy the rest of your